Hello everyone, today I'll be going through the Specialist Math Week 3 quiz. So 2 questions, let's start. For question 1, I think the easiest part here is to work out the two x asymptotes first, just by letting the bottom equal to 0, so x is equal to plus minus 2. So we can draw these two lines in. And then what I did after is to work out the x and y intercepts. And by working this out, we kind of already know that our graph must go from up here all the way down, right? Because another way we can verify this is that if we're subbing a value that's very close to -2 in this case, then the bottom will be a very, very small number. In other words, the entire y is approaching to infinity. And by the same logic, if we sub a value that's very close to 2 down here, we will get a very, very, very big negative value, indicating this is approaching to negative infinity. So after we finish this middle branch here, we have to consider what happens when x is bigger than 2 and bigger than -2, basically. So if we think about it, right, if we're subbing a number that is just bigger than 2, then the bottom here would be a very, very, very big number, very, very small number. In other words, indicating that the top is approaching to infinity. And notice how if x is bigger than 2 or -2, this graph will never go below 0. And that's why, to be fair, I kind of didn't draw this in, but there's actually another asymptote here at y equals 0 by kind of recognizing this property here. And I probably should have added in arrows when I did it. And so because of that, we know that this, so as we are approaching to 2, the y shall approach infinity. And as x is approaching to infinity, this value will go, because the bottom will become bigger and bigger, that means the entire thing is going to become smaller, but still remain positive. In other words, we're approaching the positive side of 0. And apply the same logic to the negatives. When we try to sub in a value that's very close to -2, like it's slightly bigger, we get a very, very big negative number. And after we sub in a very, very big very, very big negative x value, this whole thing here is also approaching to 0. It's just the negative side. And yeah, that's why we have this graph right here. And now we have multiple choice question. And basically, let's see what it tells us, right? And as I kind of indicated here, that 2 is our b value, 3 is our a value. If you're not familiar with that, just notice that hyperbola is in the form of y squared on b squared minus x squared on a squared is equal to, I guess, a random value. Let's just call that r, right? So our asymptote, we take the b and a values, but notice that this is b squared. So if we know that b is 2, that means b squared must be 4. So y must be below 4. And a, by the same logic, must be below 9. And because of that, we can immediately just eliminate a, b, and c, right? Because these are just wrong, because they don't have the same, they don't have this correct denominator. And to distinguish between d and e, they conveniently give us a point 5 and 5. We sub that in, and we see that only d satisfies this, and that's why d is the answer here. All right, cool. Hopefully that's clear enough. If there's any other questions, please let me know. Other than that, I'll see you next week.